Good evening. It is Tuesday tea time with Dorina, and I want to welcome all our first time visitors, all those that will be watching the replay. Welcome to Tuesday tea time. Okay, so tonight we are doing a different tea tonight. So I decided to try another one of my new teas that I got for my birthday. So, and I'm not, let's see if I can get this in your view. It's the Tea Smith. And if you can see that, it is organic rubus supreme grade. Okay, so we are doing this tonight. It is caffeine free. So I am not doing a creamer with it, but I am doing honey with it. So I hope that you all have your beverages, whatever you like to drink. Um, drink water. If you don't, don't drink a lot of pop, drink water. If you don't want tea or decaffeinated coffee, drink a lot of water. Okay, that's wisdom. There was a lady that she did not drink hardly any water, and her body broke down because our bodies, what is it, 80 something, 90 something percent water or something like that. So if you don't want tea or coffee or something like that, drink water, okay? But whatever you do, fill your cup up with lots of wisdom. How about that? Okay? All right. Let me put myself on silent here so we don't have a lot of distractions. Last week, my husband got off work early. I did not know he was getting off early, and he was out there honking and everything. And I'm like, I'm doing tea time. Okay, so there's a little bit of that was happening. Okay, so last week we said we're going to talk about mindsets and tough love. Okay, listen, this is what came to me, and I have to share this with you. You know, address our young people. Okay, share this video with the younger generation, because you know what came to me is that we have girlfriends, and we have different friends and everything, but sometimes our friends are not the friends that we think they are. There's a lot of jealousy that goes through the younger generation, and you want to be able to recognize that sometimes our peers will sometimes give us incorrect information because they don't want to see you prosper in life, or they have already made mistakes and they don't want to be alone in their mistakes. Well, I'm here to tell you to do not listen to wrong advice. You know within your heart, there's a knowing inside of you when someone is telling you something that is not quite right. And if you have parents that you can talk to them about what that person is sharing with you so that you can make the best decision possible, because you do not want to be making the wrong decisions and then have to live the rest of your life with that mistakes, because there's some mistakes that cannot be corrected. You just have to deal with whatever the situation brings, okay? So before you make that mistake, Always check with someone that is older than you, that know more than you, that you can trust, that will give you good advice. There's a lot of moms out there that you can talk with. Make sure you talk with them. Do not think that, oh, they don't know, or, they just trying to get me to do what they want me to do. Believe me, your parents want what's best for you, okay? And if they're trying to get you to do anything, they're trying to get you and help you make the right decisions so you don't have to suffer in life like some of the rest of us had to, okay? I'm a prime example. I didn't grow up having a mom in my beginning years when I was 12. That's when my dad remarried. Up until that time, I lost my mom when I was 11 months. And so I can tell you that it's important that you have somebody in your life that can give you good advice and give you some wisdom. And it's very important that you have somebody in your life like that. It is known that most girls that do not have a mentor or do not have someone to give them good advice end up making a lot more mistakes. And you know what? There are more men that are being mentored than there are women or teenage girls that are being mentored. And so that says that we need to bump up our game and understand that mentoring is very important. We need it. And so that's why Women of Wisdom is here. We are a mentoring educational organization, and we will walk you through not only your preteen years and your teenage year, but we will walk with you all the way out your adult life, okay? Because that's what we do. And we want to see you prosper in life and not make the same mistake that some of us have made, okay? So know that that's from the heart, and we're for you and not against you, okay? All right. So we're talking about mindsets tonight and tough love. Okay. So mindset, let's just look at what that means because I like to look at definitions. Okay. Mindset is a fixed attitude, disposition, or mood. So, really, a mindset can be a positive or it can be a negative thing. It just depends on our choices, okay? And we want to make the right choices, have the right attitude, have the right disposition, and make sure that we stay in the right mood even when things are happening around us that's trying to influence our mood to change. We can still make right choices even when our moods are not where they should be or not where we want them to be. How about that? Okay. So I want to read this to you. I want to share this with you. Mindset, like I said, is a fixed attitude. It is typically the way we think about things. And tough love is the act of treating a person sternly with the intent to help them in the long run. Okay. So it's important, that we understand the true definitions of these words because we can hear everybody else tell us things, but we need to know for ourselves. Okay. And so we're getting this from dictionary.com, and you can go check it out yourself. Okay, so you can kind of say that our mindset is our philosophy in life. And our behavior, our attitude, our performance, our actions all stem out of our mindset. So, depending on what kind of mindset we have, that mindset has determined where we are in life right now. So, if you're doing good in life, hey, keep doing good, keep growing. And if you're not doing so good in life, then there's some areas where you need to change your mindset. Okay, so there's two different mindsets that I want to inform you about tonight. One is a fixed mindset, and the other one is a growth mindset. So a growth mindset says that, a failure, I can learn from a failure. I can, or whatever I failed at, that was an opportunity for me to learn something. Uh, a growth mindset says that I can do better. It always challenge you to grow, to do better, to do your best. And there's nothing wrong with you challenging yourself like that to do your best. Okay. It only gets wrong when you have that perfectionist attitude, and then you start degrading yourself because you do make a mistake, because you want everything to be perfect. Well, with the growth mindset, you understand that you're not perfect. You understand that there's always room to grow in some area. Okay, so I would lean towards having a growth mindset. Now, people that have a growth mindset, those are the people that are successful in life, because they're always challenging themselves to grow. And that's what we want to do. We want to constantly grow in life. Okay. Okay. So a growth mindset also says that I can try a different way. If this way doesn't work for me, I can try a different way. That's having a growth mindset. Okay. You can say, this may take a while. It may take a while, but I will get the job done. That is having a growth mindset. So look at the contrast that I'm getting ready to share with you of a fixed mindset. And a fixed mindset that I can't do that. I can't do that. You done a fixed mindset, I can't do it. You already gave up on yourself. That's a fixed mindset. A fixed mindset says that this is too hard. And you know what? Whatever you put your mind to do, you can do. A fixed mindset, that's too hard. No, it's not too hard. You know why? Because we have the brains to figure it out. I'm telling you, these brains are amazing and they could do great things. We have to keep them operational by keeping that growth mindset, attitude, and disposition, that we can do it. Okay? Because I think I shared this with you last time about how the brain has billions, billions of connectors and billions of neurons, and they flow through the brain in 1 second, a billion of them connecting and transferring information. It takes 1 billion uh, nerves in our brains just to move my hand the way I move. Tell me that the brain is not amazing. So it's all about how we use our brain and how we use our mind. And the key is to be positive about what you do. Okay. Quit criticizing yourself. Quit telling yourself that, it's too hard. Quit telling yourself that you can't do it. Because a mindset says, okay, well, if this doesn't work, I'll find another strategy to make it work. Okay. Now, I'm not talking about doing stuff, the same thing over and over again and getting the same results, but not producing anything. We're not talking about that. We're talking about finding new ways to do things that will bring the kind of results that will cause you to prosper in life and be successful in life. Okay. Because you know what? Women of wisdom wants you to be successful, because when you become successful, you change society by the great things that you do. And it's a domino effect, it affects everyone. And we need to understand that. And that's the reason why we all need each other. We really need each other. And if there's somebody in your life that is constantly degrading you and putting you down, you need a new friend. You need somebody else to hang with. And you need somebody that has that growth mindset, that want to go somewhere in life. And so, change your mindset about that and start hanging around people that can teach you how to do life better. Okay? How about that? Take a tea time break. All right. This is my first time tasting this tea. I didn't know what it tastes like. We got a response. All right. Hey, Tashara. Tashara says we can do whatever we put our minds to do. Powerful, speak life and positivity for your life. Oh, yes. Yes. And you know what I say is, speak positivity over your life. Even if you don't believe it at that particular time, you can talk yourself into believing the positive things, because you know what? You talked yourself into believing that negative thing. Or you listen long enough to someone else and you didn't even realize that you started repeating the same negative things that they were saying. You started repeating it in your own self-talk. How about that? So we have to change our mindset and use our words correctly concerning ourselves and concerning other people. You got to know when to block people. You know the hand. I'm listening to you right now. Okay. You got to throw that hand up. Okay. Because you need to be around those that have a positive mindset. Do you know a fixed mindset says, when I'm frustrated, I just give up? You get frustrated and you give up. Well, let me tell you, a growth mindset gets upset and says, you know what? I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to figure this out. This is going to work for me. How about that? Okay, so most people that have a fixed mindset, they just stick to what they know. They limit themselves by sticking to what they know. But people that have a growth mindset know that they don't know enough. And so they're always searching for new knowledge, new ways to do things and new opportunities to grow. Because, it is a true saying, if you don't use it, you lose it. And a lot of people, uh, even in the mind area, start to lose their ability to think because you're not feeding your mind new knowledge, because your mind expands and grows and strengthens itself on new things that you learn, because the brain is so vast that it just, like, feed me, see more. Feed me knowledge, teach me, let me learn. It's said that people that learn a second language, it just fires up the neurons in the brain. And so the brain loves to learn. And when you stop teaching the brain to learn, then it starts shutting down. And that's why we have a lot of physical issues that we have, because we have a fixed mindset and we stop learning. Okay, so I'm here to encourage you, do not stop learning. Always know that there is so much out there to learn, but make sure that you are learning the right things, the things that are going to benefit you in life, the things that are towards your dream in life, where you want to go in life. Don't spend your time on foolishness. Don't spend your time wasting time on things that that's not going to be beneficial to your future. Don't waste your time on that. I guarantee you, when you get older, you'll have lots of regrets. But right now, if you're a young person, you can eliminate a lot of regrets just by taking your time talking to other adults. Make sure you watch their lives and see if that's something or somebody worth listening to. How about that? That's wisdom. Okay. Okay, so let's talk about, you know what? I really like this definition for tough love. Tough love is the act of treating a person sternly with the intent to help them in the long run. Okay, so the reason why we're talking about this is because there are some of us out there that we need to learn how to activate tough love and not allow ourselves to be used and abused and think that this is love. Tough love is still love. It's a love that is stern. It's a love that has rules and regulations and boundaries. And do you know we all need rules and regulations and boundaries? We're all going to live by some kind of rule, some kind of regulation or boundaries. And if we don't learn how to live that way in society, then we'll be living that way behind bars. Okay, and they still have rules and regulations. You don't want somebody to have to make you have to do something that you could have made that choice without them, and you have to be forced to do what's right. No, you choose to do what's right now, so you don't have to be forced to do what's right. Okay, and stop hanging around with those ones that don't want anything in life. That's for some of you out there. Okay, so tough love enforces rules which applies in all relationships. You're not going to have a relationship without having some kind of rules, okay? Okay, no rules, no structure. No structure, no understanding. No understanding, no respect. No respect, bad relationship, and no real love. Okay, because real love includes tough love. You can't have love without having tough love because there has to be some boundaries there, okay? Okay, tough love let people suffer consequences and allows others to take responsibility for their behavior and their decisions, okay? Now, some of us are parents and we have young children. You know, sometimes you got to let that child experience things in life, and you have to allow them to go through the consequences of their bad decisions. I've shared this story before, and there was a butterfly. Well, he was in the chrysalis, and there was a man watching this chrysalis, and he felt so bad about the the butterfly inside the chrysalis. And you know, that's a time where the butterfly is growing its wings and reforming into this beautiful, capable flying insect. And he felt so bad because this butterfly was struggling inside this chrysalis. And so the man felt so sorry for it that he decided to help it. And he opened up the chrysalis, and the butterfly was halfway developed, and the butterfly died. Okay? So we need to learn how to let people go through the struggle, because that struggle in that chrysalis for that butterfly was there to sharpen the butterfly's wings and to strengthen his wings so that it can fly. And so allow your children, allow your friends, allow your spouse to make those decisions so they can learn in life to be strong and to be responsible for their own behavior. Okay. So that's important. That's for somebody. I don't know who it was for, but I know it was for somebody. Okay. Bailing people out. Mm-mm. That shortchanges them, and it creates bad character. It creates bad character. And so sometimes, you know, us wives, we need to learn how to let our husband make decisions, even though we know that it may be a bad decision, as long as it's not detrimental. You know, let him learn how to make the right decisions. Don't always just try to control. Well, really, you shouldn't be trying to control everything anyway. You don't want to be a control freak, but you want to allow people the independence that they need so that they can grow. I'm sharing with you wisdom, and tough love is relational. And so these things that I'm sharing with you tonight will help you in all relationships, whether it's with relatives, husbands, daughters, sons, friends, co-workers. We all need to learn how to have tough love and to respect one another and have boundaries and balances so that we're not being used. And we have to learn to make sure that put ourselves in check, that we're not using other people as well. Okay, because that is important, because integrity will take you places. Okay, if you have proper and if you have integrity, it will do wonders for you in life. So you want to make sure that you do right and do other people right, do yourself right, and make sure that you have boundaries and you're not just letting people cross your boundaries. Tough love doesn't that sets boundaries and doesn't just keep giving people extra chances. I heard two guys they were talking, and they were talking about how women, they tend to give men, extra chances. They were saying that man knows what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's not ignorant to what he's doing. And he's doing it because he wants to. And so we got to see things for the way that they are and not try to make up things to be the way we want them to be. And tough love sets rules and sets boundaries. And we need to do that even for our kids. We need to set boundaries for our kids, and we need to set, standards, and we need to, well, I want to share this list that I wrote down. Boundaries. We need to have reasonable expectations, limits, and boundaries. That is a part of having tough love in a relationship. Okay. We need to be balanced. We need to know the difference between the freedom that we give away and the freedom that we should keep. Okay. There's you know, there's freedom it's okay, minor things, but major things, you don't give those away. Okay. Don't give your freedom away. Don't let other people take your freedom from you. Okay. Now, we could go in history and we could talk about that. Okay. But don't let your freedom be taken from you. Okay. All right. Love is firm with the added of warmth to it. Okay. So love doesn't shame people. It doesn't embarrass people. Now, there are some times that, when somebody's acting, a fool in public, and sometimes you just got to jerk them back into reality. Yes, that is true. But you don't want to just outright embarrass people in public. Okay, that's, you can have tough love, but don't just outright embarrass, especially wives. Don't do your husbands like that. Don't do your children like that. If they're off the chain, that's a different story. You need to do something to correct that. Drastic things call for drastic measures. Okay. So that'll give you a little balance, and we need to have balance. Okay. That's what we was talking about. Independent, let people grow and allow people to make choices from, and let them learn from their experiences. Okay. And respect, we all as individuals grow through stuff. Okay. So we need to understand that everybody is growing, everybody is changing, everybody is dealing with something. And as we grow, we can learn to respect where everybody at in their growth. And women, we teenage girls, we need to learn how to really express respect towards one another and not just be jealous and talking about one another and stuff like that. People like that, stay away from them. They're not going to steer you in the right direction. That is not a good life. Okay. So tough love does not shame people, does not physically abusive, it's not emotionally abusive, and you want to be consistent with your actions and not just giving people extra chances. You want to help them and help yourself, okay? And how you do that is make sure that you stick with your boundaries and stick with the rules and regulations that you live by, and bring those bring them up to a higher standard if you need to. And if there's some people that fall away behind that, then they need to fall away. And that's where you find true friendship. Okay. All right. Well, that's Tuesday Tea Time with Darina for tonight. Next week, we are going to talk on the subject of fear, false evidence appearing real. How about that for Tuesday Tea Time? Remember this, rules are everywhere, and we all have to abide by them. So have some rules for how you decide to live so that you can live a successful life. And do not forget to um, feed that brain nourishment. All right. This is Dorina. I'm out. Always walk in wisdom. Good night.